During the transaction, the man noticed something strange. When assembling the firearm, the buyer was actually 5 seconds faster than him, a rigorously trained agent. Even more puzzling was that despite Mike secretly scrambling the scope's parameters, the buyer still easily hit the bullseye at 3,000 meters. Witnessing this, Mike immediately connected it to his recent retirement request to the organization, followed immediately by his superior arranging this deal. He was certain this was no coincidence. Just as he was lost in thought, the buyer suddenly handed him the weapon, asking him to fire a shot nearby to test the silencer's effectiveness.
2 bursts, 5 seconds apart.
Mike was amazed by the woman's audacity, daring to let a stranger she'd just met shoot near her. In fact, Mike could have easily killed her on the spot and been done with it all. But he held back, as a more elaborate plan was already forming in his mind. The buyer was extremely satisfied with the weapon's performance and was about to finalize the deal when Mike suddenly pointed out that some components needed improvement, and the custom ammunition wasn't ready yet. Mary seemed completely unfazed, readily agreeing to give him 3 days and arranging to collect the goods then. After leaving the transaction site, Mike deliberately damaged his BMW, then drove to a repair shop.
Got some damage to my car.
While the owner was busy working on the car, he quietly pocketed a steel pipe, several thin metal sheets, and a gear, the key materials for his upcoming plan. Back home, Mike carefully dismantled the gear piece by piece, extracting the bearings. After cleaning them thoroughly, he fitted the metal sheets onto the bearings and repeatedly hammered them until they took the shape he needed. He cut the steel pipe into 12 sections and stacked them together. Then he fitted the pre-prepared casing over them and tightened the cap. A flawless-looking silencer was complete, appearing exactly like an original part with no signs of modification. To ensure his plan's success, he even bought a used gun, completely disassembled it, and reassembled it. While it looked no different from an ordinary firearm, every component had been subtly modified by him. The most crucial step came next. Mike took a file and flattened the bullet's tip, then drilled a small hole and carefully injected a few drops of mercury. This special poison bullet would be lethal even without hitting vital organs, as the mercury toxin would ensure death. 3 days later, the transaction proceeded as scheduled. Just as Jack handed Mary the specially modified bullet, she suddenly demanded another inspection.
I'm just going to the ladies. Wait here.
This move made Mike break out in a cold sweat, especially after the restaurant server left and he found himself alone in the vast space. The cautious Mike immediately realized this might be a trap. He quietly slipped his concealed pistol into his pocket and hurried toward the exit. He happened to encounter Mary returning at the door.
Okay?
I'm fine. You?
Just fine. You are a good guy.
You never know.
Fortunately, she noticed nothing unusual, and the transaction was completed successfully. Clutching the cash, Mike still felt puzzled. Was he really just being overly paranoid? However, he didn't know that Mary had received a mysterious phone call on her way back.
Hello?
What happened?
There wasn't the opportunity.
Find one.
In the dead of night, Mike had considered telling Mary the truth, but what happened next completely changed his mind. He discovered that since the transaction ended, he'd been under constant surveillance. So he deliberately ducked into the shadows around a street corner, drew his pistol, and quietly circled behind his pursuer. Just as he was about to pull the trigger, a speeding motorcycle disrupted his plan. The assassin seized the opportunity to escape. This incident convinced Mike that the organization was determined to eliminate him. So the next morning, he packed his bags, planning to leave this dangerous place with his girlfriend. However, he didn't know that a sniper rifle's scope had already locked onto his head. But when the gunshot suddenly rang out, it wasn't Mike who fell, but Mary. With his keen instincts, Mike immediately identified the sniper's position and had his girlfriend take the money and wait for him at their agreed location. But when Mike examined the enemy's body, he was shocked to discover that this person hunting him was actually Mary from a few days ago. This revelation undoubtedly confirmed his suspicions. The organization was indeed trying to eliminate him completely. He thought hiding in the remote snow plains would help him avoid pursuit, but the peaceful life didn't last long before he discovered unfamiliar footprints in the snow outside his cabin. He immediately took his girlfriend to hide behind cover. Almost simultaneously, a bullet whistled past. Through calm observation, Mike spotted the enemy occupying the high ground on the slope. He silently repositioned himself and fired decisively at the optimal moment, successfully taking out his opponent. However, Mike's next action was baffling. He first told his girlfriend to go inside and have some KFC, but as soon as she turned around, Mike coldly killed her from behind. He firmly believed his girlfriend was also an assassin sent by the organization. After all, besides his girlfriend, no one knew his hiding place, which proved that she was the informant who had leaked his location.